Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. First of all, before I start, I want to wish you all a happy new year. I hope you were able to celebrate with your loved ones, and I wish you all the best for this new year. So just wanted to share that with you before diving into today's video. So this video is something I already mentioned in a previous video a few weeks ago, and it's about all the different rewards from the WoW 20th anniversary event that will soon be gone from the game. Normally, they should be returning next year or maybe the years after that, but still, these items won't be available for at least a year, and so for that reason, I would recommend you to try and get them as soon as you can, especially if you really want to get some of them. So just as a quick reminder, the WoW 20th anniversary event is ending next week on the 8th of January for European realms and on normally I believe on the 7th of January for North American realms. And so it means that you can only get all the different items and basically get everything from the WoW 20th anniversary event before that, because after that it won't be available again, normally probably for at least a year. And I really wanted to make another video simply because I think it's important to insist on the fact that there's only 1 week left. So you can hopefully prioritize a little bit these different activities in order to get all the rewards that you need from this event before it's too late. Just as a quick reminder, the main currency that you will need in order to obtain all these different items is the Bronze Celebration tokens. And so these are the different ways you can obtain these different Bronze Celebration tokens. Right now, probably the easiest way for you to get quite a lot of them is by simply doing all the different weekly activities, all the special assignments, all the different world bosses, and also the zone specific events in Kazalgar, simply because like that you will be able to get a lot of them each time you're doing any of these activities. So for instance, as you can see again, for any of the Dornogal weeklies, you will be able to get 10 Bronze Celebration tokens for each quest you do. Then for the special assignments, you will be able to get 8, and normally you will be able to do both of them in 1 week. Then for the world boss, you will be able to get 8 of them as well. Then after that, you have all the different weekly events, including the Theater Troop, the Spreading the Light, the Snuffling weekly quest, and Running in the Deeps, the Awakening the Machine, and also the Severed Threads weekly pact quest. And all of them will give you 8 Bronze Celebration tokens each. You can also defeat Queen Ansurek in LFR and above difficulty, and it will give you 15 of the Bronze Celebration tokens. Then you also have a few of the PvP quests that will also reward you with a lot of these different Bronze Celebration tokens. So really, these are probably some of the easiest tokens to get, but remember, you can only do that once per week for your account, because when you will do all these different activities again on an alt, sadly, you won't be receiving these different Bronze Celebration tokens. So this is something you will only be able to do once on one of your characters. And then of course, you also have all the different weekly quests that are available in the main anniversary area, which is just in front of the Caverns of Time right here. So really, you just want to go around and pick up all these different quests and do all of them, because for instance, with the different world bosses or with the Codex of Chromie, you will have some of these different quests associated with them. And so you want to make sure to pick up all these different quests when you are doing these different activities, because like that you will be able to get some additional tokens. But all of them are weekly, so you will only be able to do them once on one character and receive the tokens, except this one right here, the Celebrate Good Fun, which is normally a daily activity. And so here you will be able to get each time 3 of the different Bronze Celebration tokens. But if you're missing a lot of these different tokens, normally at some point by doing all these different activities right here, you will be able to get this achievement done, Token Collector, that will allow you to now have some tokens to drop from repeatable 20th anniversary activities. And so these different activities include the following. First, you have the Time Walking Dungeons that will now get you 2 Bronze Celebration tokens per run. The Codex of Chromie scenario will also give you 2 of the tokens per run. Each of the world bosses that you can kill on a daily basis will give you 1 of these tokens, and so here you have 6 of them, which is pretty good. Then you have also the Korax Revenge daily quest that will give you 3 per quest. And finally, you will also be able to get some when killing some of the different bosses. And so this is something that is pretty good. And especially right now, if you're missing a lot, I would say this one is probably going to be one of the best one to do, even though you will need to find a group and to wait for people to also want to do this raid. Here, just as a reminder, so for the different world bosses, it's very easy for you to find them because when you go on your minimap, you will be able to see their icon and also their name everywhere. So like that, you know exactly where all these different world bosses are. So it's pretty easy to find them. So again, you just want to go where they are and then you want to go in pre-made groups, custom, and here you want to type the name of the world boss you're trying to do. Usually you will have some groups available. You can also just type world boss, and sometimes there are groups that will do all of them at the same time. Then for the different over daily activities or all the activities you can do again and again. So for the Codex of Chromie and for the random Time Walking dungeons, you want to go in Dungeon Finder. Right here, you will be able to queue up for the random Time Walking dungeons for Classic WoW and also for the Codex of Chromie. So this is very, very easy to do. And then for the Blackrock Death raid, so you can do this one right here. So you can go in LFR and you will be able to queue up for all these different parts of the raid. And next to that, if you want to do it in higher difficulties, you can go in pre-made groups. And here you want to go in raids, the War Within, and you just want to type on here the Blackrock Death raid. And like that, you will be able to find some groups that are being formed. And of course, for Queen and Surek, also you can go right here and just queue up for this one. And you will be able like that to queue up, wait, and when you kill her, you will receive 15. So this is pretty easy and you don't really need to move around a lot. Next to that, remember that right now there is the Wintervale event that is up, and basically under the Christmas tree in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, you will be able to pick up some of the different Christmas presents, and inside the first one you will open, you will receive 25 of the Bronze Celebration tokens on your first character. So just something that will add you 25 easy tokens. So just do it if you haven't done it already, and of course you will also be able to get other type of toys and items from the Wintervale event. Finally, if you really are missing a lot of these different tokens and you don't want to do all the different activities again and again and again, there is something else that you can do. Basically, you want to come right here and talk to Alex. So Alex is located in the main area right here. And Alex normally will have plenty of quests that you will be able to do. So all these different quests are linked to the guest relations scenarios that are linked to the main 20th anniversary event. And so here you will be able to do all these different side quest lines and also the main quest lines. And normally each time you will be able to receive quite a lot of these different Bronze Celebration tokens. You also have all the different celebration crates, in total 11, and each of them will reward you with 5 of the Bronze Celebration tokens. So normally by doing all these different quests and by picking up all the different crates, you will be able to probably receive more than 200 of these different celebration tokens. So this is something that will take you a little bit of time, but again, if you are running out of these different tokens and you want to collect some of the different appearances and rewards right now, then this is going to be a good way to get some additional tokens. And of course, in the process, you will be able to get the different rewards linked to these different achievements, including these different cosmetic items and the detective title, which is needed in order to start the quest line for Incognito, the indecipherable cell cycle. So just something that is also pretty good to do right now. And if you want to know exactly how to do all these different quests and also how to pick up all the different crates, I would recommend you to simply type the name of these different achievements on YouTube, and normally you will have plenty of guides of people explaining exactly how to do all these different things. So hopefully it should not be too difficult, and it has been well documented already online. And of course, you also have Wowhead, who produce some guides for each of these different quests and for each of these different crates. Okay, so now let's dive into all the different items that will be gone when this event is done. And of course, most of them will be back next year or the years after, but you will have to wait quite some time before being able to get them again. So first, we have all the remastered tier 2 sets. So here again, This is something you can buy for any of your different classes, and these will cost only 20 per set once you've purchased two of these different sets. So this is not too expensive. Of course, here, if you're not playing all the different classes, maybe it's not needed for you to collect all of them, but it's really up to you. And normally these ones are guaranteed to be back next year. So just something for you to remember. Next to that, we also have this vendor right here, Storekeeper Reginald, that will be selling some of the previous pets and mounts you were able to get during some over anniversary events. And so here you have all these different pets right here. And normally you also have two mounts. So normally if you go right here in all, you will be able to see everything you're missing. Here, I would probably not recommend you to buy 8 Spark the Tiny with your celebration tokens if you're running low, because you can buy it from the auction house for less than 1,000 gold. And so honestly, it's pretty easy to get outside of these different tokens. These ones, I would recommend you to really focus on them because they will probably not be back next year or the year after. And so they're going to be a little bit more difficult to get after the end of the event. So make sure to get these if you're missing any of them. Then after that, we also have this other vendor right here, which is Historian Maddie. And so this vendor will be selling all the other interesting, unique items from the WoW 20th anniversary event, including all these different transmogs here, this pet, you also have this toy, this other toy. And so these are the main things you want to pick up with your different celebration tokens. Then next to that, we have this other vendor, Boba Dormu, who will be selling a lot of items that you will be able to buy with your time wrap badges this time. So here you have a few mounts, and then you have a lot of different unique cosmetic items. You also have some of the different rare items that normally you can get in Vanilla WoW. And right now you can buy the appearances with your time wrap badges. And finally, you have some reputation tokens as well. So if you want to get some of them, I would recommend you again to do all of that now. These will be back fairly soon, but still I would recommend you to try to really get as many as you can when this event is up. And then after that, you also have this vendor right here who will be selling some of the different titles. So again, here you will be able to buy all these different titles with your different Tamra badges. And so if you want some of them, make sure to get them. And hopefully these ones will also be back with the next anniversary event. Next to that, you have all the different rewards that you will get from the different achievements. So first, you have a cool 20 years that will reward you with the mount, the Cold Flame Tempest, which is the main mount from this event. So normally, again, this mount should be probably back at some point, but it's not guaranteed. So I would really recommend you to do that. This achievement is super easy to do. It should normally not take you too long. And this is definitely something you can do during this week. So I would recommend you to do it as soon as you can, starting especially with the peanut gallery one, because this is going to be the most annoying and the longest one to do for you. Then next to that, you also have these different achievements right here that I already mentioned and that are linked to Alex and the guest relations. So basically here, you will be able, when completing all of them, to get 3 different cosmetic hats that you will be able to use on any of your characters. And in my opinion, these different hats are pretty nice. So again, if you want to pick them up, you need to do all these achievements right here. And sadly, some of them won't be returning before next year, before the next anniversary event. So I would recommend you to try and do these different achievements as soon as you can in order to get all these different rewards. Finally, the last thing I really want to mention is this mount right here, the Trader's Gilded Brutosaur. So this is a very useful mount because you have both an auctioneer and also a mailbox on your mount. And this is something you can buy right now from the shop. And this mount will only be available until January 6th, and after that it will be returning later on, but we don't know when, we don't know how. But this mount is pretty expensive. It's almost 80 bucks when you're in the European region, but you can buy it with your different tokens. So again, if you want, you can just go on the auction house, buy some tokens and convert them into Battle.net money. And like that, you will be able to buy it with your gold. But of course, you need to have quite a lot of gold, almost like 3 million or like 2.5 million in order to buy it. So Again, I would recommend you to get it if you can. This is not necessary for the game. It's just a very useful mount that will make it a little bit easier for you to do a lot of activities. But again, it's really just if you have enough gold. If you want to pay real money, it's up to you. But yeah, just wanted to mention that this one will be up on the shop until January 6th. And after that, sadly, you will have to wait for it to return later on. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and especially I really hope you will be able to get all the different items that you want before the end of the event. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day and also a great start of this new year. Bye!